Germany's ICE trains are some of the most recognizable high-speed trains anywhere in the world, known for their distinctive white livery, great onboard comfort and high speeds. But over the last couple of years they have also become infamous for delays and operational chaos. So join me today as I put Deutsche Bahn's flagship ICE Sprinter service to the test, on board this ICE free train from Munich to Berlin in first class. A journey that should take a little under 4 hours, at least if everything goes as planned. Our journey begins from Munich main station, or München Hauptbahnhof, which is currently under heavy reconstruction, so much so that the main station building is basically completely gone. So instead of showing you a giant ditch, we can instead check out the Starnberg wing, which is basically a smaller station building within the entire station structure on the northern side. This used to be a busy part of the station with its own ticket windows and other station facilities, but it gradually lost its functions after the station received a large underground plaza with the opening of the S-Bahn in 1972. Heading out of this fairly creepy part of the station, we are now entering the busy Northern Bay platforms where many of the station's regional trains depart from. The main station hall is found at the center of the station and is where most long-distance trains depart from. This area is currently under heavy reconstruction, so many of the station facilities have temporarily been relocated. Munich main station is served by pretty much every variation of Germany's ICE high-speed trains, from the original ICE 1 and 2s to the new kids on the block like the ICE 4 and ICE 3 Neo, which is the evolution of the train we'll be catching today, the ICE 3. And our ICE 3 train is now approaching the station fresh from the depot not too far from the station. The ICE 3 was Germany's first high-speed train for operation at 300 km per hour and was mainly designed for use on the Cologne to Frankfurt high-speed railway line, but you'll also find them deployed on select services between Munich, Berlin and Hamburg. The ICE 3 was manufactured around the turn of the millennium as a consortium between Siemens and Adtranz. While it is technically certified for operation at up to 330 km per hour, making it Germany's fastest ICE model to date, in reality it no longer operates above 300, with newer models like the ICE 3 Neo now reaching 320 on select lines in France. Right, let's head on board. Today I'll be traveling in first class, which was located towards the rear of the train. And while I would normally have picked a solo seat, when I booked this trip they were all already reserved, so I've gone for the window seat on the opposite side today. And with my bag safely stored on the overhead rack, we are ready for departure, which today is 2 minutes behind schedule at 07:58. We make our way out of the city amongst the busy morning commuter traffic as our train heads for the line up towards Ingolstadt. For the first part of our journey, we'll travel along a conventional railway line with speeds below 200 km per hour. So instead, let's now take a closer look at the route map for today's journey. We are on board ICE Sprinter 1006, which departs from Munich, making just one intermediate stop on its 617 km long route to the German capital, where we are scheduled to arrive at Berlin main station after a journey time of 3 hours and 46 minutes. This gives the train an average speed of 163 km per hour. Afterwards, the train continues to terminate at Hamburg-Altona. Right, as we take the classic line up to Ingolstadt, where the high-speed railway line begins, let's take a closer look at the first-class seats. Regular viewers of the channel will know that I'm in general a big fan of the seats on board Germany's ICE trains, and the ICE 3 is no exception. The seat is equipped with a large and sturdy tray table that slides forward to come closer to you. Next to this, in the center area, you'll find a shared seat pocket as well as 2 drinks holders. Below this, you'll find a USB port, and even further down is the comically small bin, a common feature on board ICE trains. You'll also find a regular storage pocket as well as a footrest. Every seat in first class also gets its own power outlet, here located in the central console that also doubles as a nice place to store items on. A reading light is found next to the headrest, and as is common across Germany's ICE models, the seat features a nice soft headrest cushion, which in combination with the excellent ergonomic design and a good amount of padding makes for a really comfortable seat overall. The base of the seat and recline can also be adjusted using these 2 levers for an enhanced comfort position. We are now speeding through Ingolstadt, a German city that's perhaps best known for being the home of automaker Audi. And in typical Deutsche Bahn fashion, our train has already picked up a delay as we got stuck behind a late running train on approach to the city. But now, as our train dives underground to enter the Ingolstadt to Nürnberg high-speed railway line, it finally gets a chance to stretch its legs. And after that speedy ride, we are now slowing down for our first intermediate stop. This is Nürnberg Hauptbahnhof, the main station serving the second largest city in Germany's Bavaria region. Nürnberg is, at least according to the website of its convention center, best known for either its lovely Christmas markets or its association to the Nazi regime. I guess you can tell me in the comments which of those 2 options you prefer. Our journey continues north, now heading non-stop to Berlin-Südkreuz. From here, we'll be joining the Nürnberg to Erfurt high-speed railway line. Although this actually begins around 50 kilometers north of Nürnberg in the town of Bamberg. Until then, we are once again getting slowed down while this classic segment of railway line is upgraded from 2 to 4 tracks. So I decided to have a wander around the train in the meantime, but the first thing I need to show is actually at the rear of the train. Because one of the coolest things about the ICE 3 is that the glass to the driver's cabin can be set to fully transparent, giving you a view out of the best window. Unfortunately, these seats are usually also the first ones to be reserved, so I didn't manage today. All ICE 3 trains recently went through a complete refurbishment program that was completed by 2023. While it has retained some of its original features, like the wood paneling and some compartment seating, in many other areas the train has received a full facelift, including installing Deutsche Bahn's new high-resolution journey information screens, which I'm a huge fan of. As well as all seats on board the train being replaced across both classes. Even in second class, a high standard is maintained, offering a sturdy tray table, as well as a good seat design, featuring a winged headrest with a headrest cushion, a ergonomically shaped seat with good padding and support, as well as a shared power outlet. Second class also offers a good bit of recline and really is a great way to travel on the ICE 3. There's also an onboard bistro, although I used the order to seat function instead, more on that later. And of course, we also need to check out the toilets. Overall, this was looking fairly clean, the flush was working without issues, same for the water once I managed to activate the sensor. There was also plenty of soap and paper towels stocked. Overall, I'll give it a thumbs up. And with us now free from the construction zone, we are ready to join the high-speed line up to Erfurt. The Nürnberg to Erfurt high-speed line is one of Germany's newer high-speed railway lines, opening in 2017, and allows for speeds of up to 300 km per hour. This part of the route is a lot more hilly and even slightly mountainous, with our train traveling across some pretty impressive viaducts. And also tunnels, but they look less impressive on camera. Next up, we pass Nonstop through Erfurt Hauptbahnhof, the largest city in Germany's Thüringen region. Until recently, only a small number of Munich to Berlin ICE sprinters skipped this station, but with the latest timetable change, they now all make the stop. We'll quickly get back up to speed as we join the third and final dedicated high-speed line on today's journey, the Erfurt to Halle and Leipzig route. And as I was feeling a little snackish by now, I decided to order some food using the ICE portal. I had a quick browse of the menu and decided to try the new at the time egg drop sandwich. And when traveling in first class, you can order straight on the portal and have it delivered to your seat. Honestly, as much as Deutsche Bahn gets made fun of for being shit these days, the trains themselves really are nice. Just placed an order for some food while speeding across the country at 300 km per hour on a quiet and smooth high-speed train in a comfy seat. It is really not a bad way to get around. Even the free Wi-Fi worked okay-ish, something that's not a given just how poor cell connectivity can be in more rural parts of Germany. Our train is now slowing down as we pass through Halle, marking the end of the true high-speed part of our journey today, with our train now taking an upgraded conventional line for the final bit to Berlin. And here comes my sandwich. And while it certainly does not look like the most appetizing thing in the world, it was actually pretty tasty. It probably won't replace my go-to order of currywurst, but if I for some reason isn't in the mood for currywurst, I would consider ordering this again. Our train is now on the approach to Berlin, running with a delay of around 20 minutes due to various smaller problems along pretty much the entire route today. Luckily, I was not continuing on to Hamburg as that segment of railway line was just temporarily closed with delays of up to 70 minutes to follow. So, what did I think of this journey? Well, it's always a bit tricky to rate Deutsche Bahn these days, given the operational issues and overall unreliability. But when it comes to the onboard product, there's really not much to fault. Fares on Deutsche Bahn are also, in my experience, usually quite reasonable if you're booking a bit in advance. Today I was traveling on a first class Interrail pass, so the only thing I paid was a small optional seat reservation fee, but regular tickets between Berlin and Munich on the ICE trains can start from as little as 18 euros in second class and 28 in first, with prices rising significantly depending on demand and how close to departure you book. Our train now takes the tunnel under the city center to serve Berlin Hauptbahnhof or main station, where we arrive at 12 o'clock on the dot with a final delay of 18 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me in this video today. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I try to post a new video every Sunday. You can also become a member of the channel if you want to give it a little extra support. For just a couple of euros every month, you get early access to all my videos as well as exclusive travel updates. To continue your journey, why not watch my video on Italo's incredible AGV high-speed train from Rome to Milan. And as always, thanks for watching.